Okay, so I've got everything in this pot, and you can see there's like last week, I think, from last week's that I did. This one is fixing to go in. Now let me show you what I did. I just filled everything up, filled this whole thing up with some compost I laid around, some sand, and then that potting soil. Look, I can just put my hands all the way down in here, and I'm just going to mix it in a little bit. Oh, and I got some spilled a little bit. Now look, if you have any kind of soil that's got like this stuff in it, it's bad for carrots. They don't like that. They won't grow pretty. Okay? Mix up any clumps, all that kind of stuff. Now, the next step, after you mix everything up, one thing that you need to do that I have found, because, well, I learned this the hard way. You want to water the soil first, get it nice and wet. Okay? So, I'm just going to wet this bad boy. Let it get in there, soak down some. That's why we drilled the holes in there. Okay? Get it nice and wet. It's going to sink down some. I'm going to mix it a little bit more with my hand because I want the soil nice and moist. Kind of like a brownie batter consistency going on here for this first one. Get it nice and good and wet because you're not going to mess with it for a couple days. Alright, so get this going. Soak it in, go all the way down with it. And next what we're going to do is, this is a nice goopy, ooey, gooey mess. Nothing like playing in the mud. Okay, so check that out. Make sure you get that nice and spread out. If you have any rocks, make sure then too, this is the time, see here's a little bitty pebble. Get that bad boy out of there. Alright, I like to pat it down, give it a nice, so that way I can see where I'm fixing to be planting all these things. The key here is, with this next step, oh, there's a rock. I just got some carrots here. Picked them up at the local Rural King. Okay, these things are tiny. Okay, you can be very methodical with this, or you can not be as methodical and just kind of sprinkle it around. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sprinkle because I'm kind of estimating here. I got a little bit less than a tablespoon of seed in here. So I'm just going to sprinkle it around, okay? I like to get it all the way around, kind of like a dash of salt kind of thing going on. Alright, so I'm just sprinkling those around, dusting off good. I want to do just a couple more. Now this is not, once again, the perfectionist way to do this, okay? But this is going to get it done, okay? Alright, so there. You can't even see them yet. Now, what I'm going to do, here is my vermiculite. Vermiculite, the reason why you have vermiculite, it's going to just hold in all this moisture. So for these next few days, for these things to germinate, they're going to really take off. So you just sprinkle that on top because we've already wet the soil. And then voila, you're going to leave it there. I like to put something on top of it just to kind of make it a little bit dark. It's not perfect here, but it keeps it a little dark, and I'll remove that in 2 days. Okay? Carrots are a little bit slow in germinating. You're going to take about 2 weeks, okay? So this is just under 2 weeks. I've got one going, but let me show you some that we've got out here. That these are 3 weeks in. All right, and I just watered them so they're laying over. Actually, these are the 4 weekends. Look at these. Every one of these, so I just kind of sprinkled them around. Look how tall these are. They're huge. Check these out, and these are about 4 weeks in. Okay, so I did these, and I did this the same way. Here's another one. I got 1 bucket to sell and 1 bucket for our family. The key is here, let me tell you. Always water that soil before you put those tiny seeds in there, guys. Okay, because believe me, I can tell you from experience, if you don't, they all end up to one side because they're so small they will just roll everywhere, and then you'll just have a bunch of seeds over on one side, and then you won't get good formation of your carrots. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed learning how to do some carrots, and just something easy you can do at your house. I mean, mercy, you can do this out just on your porch or something like that. Just have these growing, and it'll take a couple of months, and there you go. You have carrots for this fall. All right, bye guys.